here is Dawson Odoms, right here at the Dawson Odoms radio show, right here in my office, second floor, AEW Mumford Stadium. We're talking defense. We're going to talk to the defensive staff about a little defensive football today. I have with me Christopher Clark. He's with us. He's going to fill in and talk D-line play. It's just been great to watch him and see how the defensive line perform. Coach Jones is out of the office, and we give the young guys a chance to step in. He's working alongside Coach Jones with that defensive line. Chris Clark, welcome to the show.
How you doing today, Coach?
It's always great to have you, Coach Clark. Got a chance, you're GA, getting a chance to step out and get interviewed today. How you feel about that, Coach Clark?
Feels great. Feels good. Feels good and ready.
Well, we're going to have a little fun getting to talk about the defensive line. That is my specialty area, Coach Clark. I really think that in order for you to be able to play great defense, you got to have, it starts with that defensive line. So we'll jump right into it a little bit. What did the segment improve on this spring?
But during the course of the spring, we improved a lot. The guys got better with their technique and fundamentals. And I'm always preaching key in the ball and everything. And by the end of the spring, the communication was where it was needed to be. So that lets me know that the guys did what they needed to do, and it gives them a chance to play fast with no hesitation.
Well, I tell you, when you watch our defensive line and you try to see, ball key is good because we always talk about emphasizing ball get off. And the biggest thing with that is just really trying to anticipate the snap count. And I think once you get a rhythm of it, I think you learn within a football game what a team is doing. But the biggest thing is ball get off. Everything up front starts with that, and I see you guys down there working ball get off a lot. We talk about some depth chart. What are some changes on the depth chart that might have took place with the defensive line?
Well, Coach, due to Jamal Tillman's injury, C.J. Bryan, and Tyron Nash, the younger guys got a lot of reps this spring, which was tremendous. Jordan Lewis and Jalen Ivory were both running with the ones most of the spring. Joe Davis switched positions this spring. He got a lot of reps at the defensive tackle position. DJ White, who was recently a quarterback last season, moved to the defensive end position also. So we have the most experience on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of the guys have started and played in a lot of games.
Well, depth at the defensive line is definitely huge. I think when you look at it, we lost some guys this spring due to some injuries. We get those guys back. But you're right. A lot of those guys got a chance to play. A lot of those young guys got a chance to step up and really showcase their talent. I think Jordan Lewis and Jalen Ivey, they were solid this spring. I thought they improved, did a lot of things really well. And then moving Joe Davis, the defensive tackle, gave us a bigger body on the inside, which we're excited. And I think once the light switch come on, Joe Davis has got a chance to really be that Sunday player for us when you talk about defensive line. And then you think about DJ White, guy moved over from quarterback. I'm familiar with that myself. It happened to me in college. Is that defense give you a chance, and I think he's gonna have a chance. He has that twitch, has that athleticism, and that aggressiveness that I think you got to have to be a great defensive end. And as he continues to develop this summer and throughout the offseason, I really think he's gonna be a guy that has a chance to help us in the fall. Who would you say is the most improved defensive lineman from spring ball?
Well, Coach, it has to be Chris Thomas, who is a redshirt freshman walk-on defensive end from Lincoln Heights in Columbus, Ohio. Chris had a great spring. He transitioned from last year to this year with a big improvement with tackling, his plays, and just his overall game. His work ethic was good, and he was flying to the ball. Even when he made mistakes, he was still going through the whole play and making a play.
Columbus, Ohio. I tell you, it's been great for the Jags. We had the Tiller brothers here from the same area, and I tell you, when you look at Chris Thomas, you see development. I see the chest. He's getting that barrel chest. He was a shy guy that came in. Then you started seeing him get out of his shell. He's adjusted very well to Southern University, and we continue to see him just get better. And I think the sky's the limit with Chris Thomas, and we're excited about to see that development and see that improvement. But another walk-on, and as I talked about it with the offensive line, I talked about it with the running back position, talked about it also with the quarterback position, is that walk-ons play a tremendous part of our team. And to see another walk-on to come into our program and develop and get better tells a lot about our walk-on process. So we're excited with the growth and development of Chris Thomas. What would you say was the biggest surprise going into this, coming out of this spring?
Well, losing Tyron Nash and Jamal Tillman was the biggest surprise for me because it gave the younger guys an opportunity to get more reps, learn more. They're forced to learn even more now because those were two starters who are out for the whole spring. And like I said, with Jordan Lewis and Jalen Ivey stepping up to the plate and getting more plays and reps, and that's when Chris Thomas stepped in. You had Chad Brown got reps with C.J. Bryant out. So Hunter Clay, and again with Joe Davis switching from end to tackle was also big. You know, you hate to see guys hurt, but you also get other guys to step up to the plate and go from there, which helps out later in the season down the road when we get to November, December.
Well, I tell you, it was tough losing Nash and Tillman because you got guys, those are seniors. So Nash would be a junior next year. Tillman would have been a senior. Guys has played a lot of football. But I do believe that it gives opportunity for some other guys to get some reps. And it's always a surprise in spring when you lose guys for a significant amount of time. But the good thing, those guys will be back. They should recover 100% and be ready to help us in the fall. So we wish those guys a speedy recovery. And you're right, giving some other guys a chance. Those younger guys stepped in there and stepped up. I had a couple of transfers that missed practice time due to class. But hopefully this offseason they learn what they're doing and we continue to see the development at that defensive line position. Offseason, with the offseason right around the corner, it should look like we got a lot of experienced players coming back. What do you see what's the outlook for this offseason for the defensive line?
Our offseason outlook is very positive. I think this group will have the opportunity to be very special. We have 5 freshmen who will join us in June, and I'm excited to get those guys on campus and get to work. We are ahead this spring, with spring ball this year, because the opportunity the guys had last fall to play. So like I said, with the younger guys stepping up to the plate, it helps us with so much. Like I said, we have the most experienced group on the defensive side of the ball, and the depth we have is great.
Well, I tell you, it should shape up for a great summer with that defensive line room. And the biggest thing is just making sure those guys continue to improve. And you're right, when we add the new pieces of the puzzle coming in with a lot of veteran guys, might run out of chairs for that room. We carry a lot of defensive linemen, but that's because of our walk-on program. You figure that we may have 10 guys on scholarship, and out of the 21 guys we got some walk-ons that are gonna play some dividends in the backup roles when you talk about a defensive line. And I just can't talk about our walk-on program enough because we found some diamonds in the rough when you talk about our walk-on program, and we're blessed. We're blessed to be able to go through spring ball with enough numbers at defensive line so if somebody do go down, we're able to continue to practice at a high level. So I take my hat off to Coach Jones and yourself, Coach Clark, for really just getting that defensive line, developing our depth and our young guys and getting them up to speed and being competitive this spring. As we get to the offseason, and we want to talk about, give me 3 things or so that you and Coach Jones have really talked about to be able to get this football team up to speed going into summer workouts.
Communication is always something we need to work on through our daily activities, not only on the field, but off the field. That plays a role no matter what you do, from the classroom and communication to the field. Technique never stops. Everybody can improve in their technique because no one is perfect. Great technique can get you out of a jam when your natural abilities can't. And lastly, we must become better students of the game. We need to see the bigger picture, not just knowing our job, but the guys behind us. Everybody has to do their job. And that if you play, tackle, you need to know what the end's doing because you have twist games and different stunts. And that also goes with the linebackers. Everybody needs to be on the same page. So I believe becoming a better student just helps everybody. We need to know what the Sam has to do, the Rover has to do, and everything, because all this correlates and translates to one thing on the defense, and that's all 11 flying to the ball, making a play, filling the gaps, and just playing nasty defense.
Well, 3 things. You heard it from Coach Clark, and our guys got to get better and perform better on and off the field with the communication, better technique, and he finished it off with just doing your 1 and 11, and that's the biggest thing is just understanding the big picture of what we're trying to do defensively, and we understand if we're going to be better than what we were a year ago and go further than where we went a year ago, our defensive line will have to play dominant and play well. And Coach Clark, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yes,
I'm grateful to have you. I see you growing as a GA, and the future is bright for you as you continue to mold into an environment of this coaching world and this profession. I wish you nothing but the best success, and just continue to grind out and continue to pick the brains of these coaches that are around you, because the best thing I can tell you, this profession is about who you know, not what you know. And you build relationships as you go, and you can never spend too much time playing and learning this game. So your playing days are over now, and then it's time to spend time learning it. But at the end of the day, if you want to be great, pick the brains of some of these coaches that's here. Always find you something that you can learn every day. When you come into the office, be the first one here, the last one to leave. And you never know where that's going to take you. People call us all the time, want to know who's the next young coach on the rise. Coach, do you have anybody? A lot of people respect our program, so therefore we get a lot of phone calls. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it a lot better each and every day, and the sky's the limit of how great of a coach you can become. Yes. Thank you for being a part of the Dawson Owens Radio Show.
Thank you, Coach. Go Jags.
Go Jags.